There we go. Now that we're somewhat situated. So, as you guys just saw in the video footage that I put together, I went outside digging for some decorations out of nature. Specifically, I was looking for some nice soil, some moss, rocks, kind of branches and sticks, that kind of thing. And I definitely found plenty, as you can see here. And do not worry, everything that I took there was plenty of. I wasn't taking anything that I shouldn't have. In fact, most of the stuff that I grabbed was actually dead anyway. So no worries there. But the reason that I went and grabbed all of these little things is because I have 2 new babies that I adopted and bought earlier this past week. And it was slightly impulsive, but not fully. So what I mean is that I have been thinking about getting some jumping spiders for a while. Now, for some context, I have always had like this horrible arachnophobia, like even since I was younger. I really have just been terrified of spiders. I didn't like being around spiders, didn't like watching spiders, just really freaked out. And it was really the only like animal slash living thing that I was really truly bothered by was spiders. Starting maybe a couple of years ago, I started getting some content around spiders that sort of, I can't say it fully gave me like a 180 turnaround, but it started to make me feel a little bit better about certain spiders, specifically jumping spiders. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with them. There is this creator who makes these cute little adorable shorts about this little jumping spider named Lucas. And I will try to link them here if I can find them or put their name somewhere down in the description. But I would get these cute little shorts and it's this cartoonized version of a jumping spider named Lucas. And of course, my first reaction to it was kind of like, ooh, spider, but the content really did help change my perspective on jumping spiders. From there, I started getting into more other content of people that own jumping spiders, and they would kind of showcase their spiders' personalities and what they do with their spiders. And I started to realize that, you know, maybe not all spiders are as terrifying as I had kind of made them in my mind. And I actually saw somebody else mention that they used to be scared of spiders, and in order to kind of help them get over their fears, they actually bought a jumping spider as a pet to kind of get them used to interacting with them and like in a very safe way, you know, face that fear. Earlier this week, one of my friends tagged me in a post about our local pet store having just got some baby jumping spiders in that they were kind of helping raise to adulthood themselves. And I was like, you know what? This is it. I have to get them. So that's what I did. So the type of jumping spiders that I have are some regal jumping spiders, and I can showcase them to you. Right now they're in these little domes, and the story about me getting 2 when I originally was wanting 1 was basically when I went in there and I, you know, was like, okay, I want 1. They were like, well, we have male and female, which one do you want? And I was like, oh, I didn't know there was a difference. I didn't know anything about them, so I didn't really know what should I choose. I ended up talking to a worker who was so knowledgeable, and she basically just told me the main differences are that the girl spiders tend to live longer than the boys, but the boys tend to be a little bit more sociable than the girls. Also, the boys, they have more of like a stark contrast in their coloring, so sometimes people say they look prettier, and the girls are a little bit more brown and not as much contrast. And for me, I was kind of like, well, I feel like I would want one that lives longer, but if I'm trying to get used to a spider, I might want one that's more likely to be sociable for me. So I ended up with 2. And they are siblings. They're from the same egg sac. Okay, I'll try to put some footage in where you can see them up close. I don't know if this camera will really be able to see them up close, but my boy, his name is Raisin. And my girl, her name is Ripley, like from Aliens, because that's one of my favorite movie series. And today, I just got their containers in, their enclosures in, and so I am going to build them some new enclosures with all the decorations, all of the interactions, and we are going to move them over. Okay, so this is such a weird angle. Just to kind of showcase what the enclosures look like. They are pretty small. I mean, compared to my experience with like animals, pretty small, but from what I was told by the people at the pet store, they really don't need a ton of space. Too much space is actually not that great for them because they'll struggle to find their food. They are hunters, and so I will have to feed them live food, which is a new experience for me. But if it's too big of a space, then they might really struggle to find the food, and that's not good. So you want something that's small, but still big enough for them to kind of jump around and explore. Another thing that the pet store mentioned to me was that they prefer vertical enclosures, not horizontal. So I really had to go get something that was more specifically designed for them, or for, I think, bugs or lizards in general. So I do have this. Another important thing to know with the enclosure is that, don't know if you can see it super well, but they have these ventilation holes on both sides. And from my research, I can see that they need that for like horizontal airflow so that they can breathe and not suffocate, which would be horrid. And also with their enclosures, they need the enclosures to not open from the top. Look at that. So yeah, I'm going to get these set up. That's where I'm coming from as well. It's I finished Raisin's enclosure, so I'm gonna try to see if I can get him to go onto my hand. I'm a little nervous, but I think at this point I'm more nervous of him like jumping away and me losing him than me actually touching him. So we're gonna try. Okay, he's moving. Okay. Wait, is he doing it? Come on, buddy. Come on. You can come under my hand. It's warm. I don't even know if they like that, but it's warm. Oh no, he's backing up. Okay. Okay. We're calm. We're calm. Just get on. There you go. Okay, he is on my hand. Oh, he jumped into his enclosure. That's so freaking cute. Wait. Oh, horrible cameraman. There he is. Do you see him? There he goes. Oh, hello, lovey. What are you doing? Oh, my little raisin boy. Look at him. I honestly could not even feel him on my hand. Okay, I'm gonna close this before he makes a break for it because I'm not quite ready for that. He like immediately jumped into the enclosure. I'm actually kind of impressed. Okay, he's playing with the lock. So sorry, buddy. You are now, this is your new home for now. But look at him. Oh my gosh. He's literally gorgeous. Look at him. Okay, I think the arachnophobia is definitely better because I can appreciate his beauty. Also, I couldn't even feel him on my hand, which I think helped. Like, I didn't feel him at all. I think he's too small for me to actually feel moving on my hand at this point. But look at him. What a cutie. now we have the second one done. So time to move little Miss Ripley into her new enclosure. But first we're gonna try to do some interaction, see if she'll crawl onto my hand first. Let's see. Her brother did pretty good. So just need to see how she does. See if I can zoom you guys in a little bit. Okay. She's been pretty still, I've noticed. I know her brother, Raisin, he actually molted his skin right after we got him, so I'm wondering if maybe she needs to molt or if that like is coming on. I'm not really sure what their behavior is like when that happens, but I just noticed she's been a lot more still compared to him. But let me see if I can get her onto my hand. Come on. Oh, good girl. All right. Oh, no, not there. Come on. Okay. She's panicking. You're okay. She's panicking, so I'm just gonna raise this up so she's in her enclosure. She's a little bit more jumpy for sure than her brother. But let me see if you can see her. Okay, I just switched to my phone camera because my Canon was struggling, but there she is. I just realized I didn't get you guys a good look while she's in her dome, but her coloring is actually different than her brother's. She's a bit more brown than her brother is. And I feel like she's a tiny bit smaller too. Let me see if I can. So here's what she looks like. Ooh, don't jump yet, girly. I'm still a little bit nervous. I'm not really sure how to tell when they're going to jump. But she's a little bit more brown than her brother is for sure. She is. I'm hoping once she's kind of had the chance to calm down, I will be able to interact with her a little bit more. Maybe show you guys. There you go. You can kind of see her little eyes here. Hi, baby. Hi, dear. I know. They did say that the girls are a little bit less social, so I don't know if we'll ever get to the point with her where she really willingly wants to interact with us or be on our hand, but we're just gonna see. You know, if not, I respect that, and, you know, she can live her little life in this cute little enclosure, and that's enough, you know, as long as she's happy. She is moving a lot more now. Actually, now that I think about it, I wonder if she was sleeping, which would be quite unfortunate, yeah, to wake up to. So sorry about that, Ripley girl, but hopefully she likes her new enclosure. I think this is better than their little domes they were in. I think they just need some time to adjust, but there we go. I'm just gonna kind of let them settle. I'm gonna spray their enclosure so that the humidity goes up. They have some water droplets that they want to drink, but I'm hoping as time kind of goes on, they'll just kind of adjust to it, especially overnight when it's a little bit darker. They'll realize, you know, they're safe, nothing to worry about, should be good. But yeah, just kind of watching them. They're really fascinating to look at and just to kind of watch. So it's just very interesting to see, especially because I feel like they're gonna grow quite fast. So although they look tiny compared to this enclosure now, I know eventually they are going to get bigger, and they're definitely going to be a little bit more engaged and enthusiastic to play around in their enclosure. But it's just kind of interesting. I'm very proud of myself for being able to handle them, because that's something I definitely could not have done previously. But honestly, I couldn't even really feel them on my hand when they were walking. They're like so small, like I don't even like sense it, like that they're there. So I'm proud that I was able to do that, even though it was just for like brief couple seconds to get them into their enclosure. But I am so proud of myself for being able to do that. I feel like they will be good for me, and I'll be able to try to overcome that fear. I think they're going to make that happen. One of my friends was jokingly warning me that this is going to lead me into like Spider Girl territory. I'm going to end up owning like tarantulas and stuff. So we'll see. I don't think I'm quite there yet because the thought of holding a tarantula still kind of makes me really nervous. But these are some cuties and I'm just so happy that they're mine now. They're my little babies. I'm so excited.